Are you trying to figure out how to get your own Celestial Pulse merch? Do not fret longer. Type in redbubble.com/people/Visanian Designs, and there you can have all the shirts that I produce. You can go ahead and get tote bags and everything else. So for more information, you can click the link down below and figure out which shirt you want, or tote bag, case, whatever you want. Hey guys, it's Vess and welcome back to another commission. So this time what I am doing is charging a spell as Cecilia launches several of stone projectiles. Both of the girls' hands glow with energy. So yeah, I just put the stuff below so that you guys can see like the little clip that Blue Mage had gave me to do this whole commission. It was a pretty awesome, commission in itself. Like, I knew already what I needed to do for it. It's like I knew the poses and everything I had to do for it. I did go back and ask Blue Mage, like, how tall is this fairy? Because the last time I did a fairy, you guys know for like previous commissions I've done, I have this fairy with I think FM77. It's like a girl, she's strangling Celia when Celia has green hair. So yeah, she's doing that, and she's a little bit smaller, like she's almost the size of Celia's head. So I had to ask the question of, is she small or not? So yeah, we have all that set up. Blue Mage is like, I'm on a go, because I basically, everything that he has given me was correct and I can continue on. What I learned was Cecilia has different transformations, was really awesome. Like, she has blue hair, she has one with purple hair, one with yellow hair, and each transformation she has different traits that she different type of abilities she has, which is really awesome. Like, I was reading it up, and this one was kind of awkward because I was like, oh, I'm used to the green one. I think the green one is the normal one. So yeah, I was like, I'm used to the green one. Doing the purple one was, like, oh, she got a new look. She has a new look. So yeah, when I was looking at the references pictures, I had like, I know their hands were supposed to be pushing outwards, but I noticed that Anne has a staff and that Cecilia has this thing on her hand, so she can't bend her hand like a normal person will bend their hand. And the simple fact is, she has like this contraption on her hand that's like way too thick to even bend your hand. So I had to make her hand pushing out forward as if she was, I don't know, pushing her hands forward like a claw looking way, so that, it doesn't look uncomfortable, because it would have looked uncomfortable if I tried to bend her hand and that contraption was still there. It's like, really, that doesn't make no sense, but now it does. So I fixed that up. For this fairy, I was kind of like skeptical on what I was supposed to do. I know she's the older version. She's the older sister of Airy. So, it was like her eyes aren't the same. The body is not the same. Like, I looked at the picture. None of it is the same. The only thing I would say is like her long hair and her wings and the little, the antennas. But other than that, she's her own person. And being that she's older and stuff, she doesn't look older in the reference. She looks more like a chibi baby. So I made her to the best abilities that I could. There was no way of helping that. I did make her wings bigger, and I played with a lot of, if you keep looking, you're gonna see that I played with a lot of airbrushing. And the only reason why I played with airbrushing was because she was too far away to even do detailed work on it. It just looked weird. So I put a little bit of detail and I put a lot more airbrush to her, so that it'll make it look good. I will say that the details on her person was choom. It was like, whoa, like, for real. Girl, where are we going with all that elaborate stuff on? Like, seriously. So it was like, it was a challenge to figure out the placement of that, because I wanted to make her look dramatic. So, having her leg up, I'm like, wait a minute, how is this going to work? So I had to, basically figure out the whole anatomy of the costume before I can finish off, finish off the anatomy of the person. So she's kind of different because her top is a lot more littler than her bottom half. So I tried to execute that in the same way. I did make her staff, and again, the reason why I made her staff was because her staff is here. And when I saw the it was a reference picture of Anne's power. She had her staff with her as she was pushing the power towards somebody. So I was like, I want to be true to the reference pictures that I have, and I just had, you know, the staff protruding towards Cecilia. Now for the stones that are, you know, supposed to be coming towards Anne that Cecilia makes, what I did was I made that big stone thing and then just had the stones pointing at her. And, you know, I would have showed movement, but it was showing movement in itself because some of them were pointing towards her, and it just looked real spiky and dangerous. And on top of that, I was thinking of like mid-fight battle type stuff when, you know, you take a picture. You know, you don't really see movement in the picture. You see blur, but you don't see too much movement. So I was like, you know what, let me just have it that way. Again, guys, I love diverse characters. This character is my favorite character. I think Cecilia is my favorite one. It's nice to see her come back because I haven't been drawing her in a while. So it was nice to see her come back in a different style too, like a different look to her. It was really cool to see that. And it was nice to you know, play with the colors. Like, I know I've put down my base colors, but I had to sit there and, you know, add grays and stuff like that just to make the shadows, because I didn't want to like be eye dropping too much, because I tend to do that. I'll eye drop every single part of them. But with Cecilia, she looks very, like, she has darker skin, and her skin doesn't have that vibrant look to it. You know, like, dark skinned people look chocolatey, caramelly, like they have that nice, you know, chocolate look. She has it, don't get me wrong, but I wanted to get that chocolatey look. I wanted to add, you know, some type of peachiness to it, because dark skinned people, they have that glow to them. They have like that caramel glow to them. So they don't look flat out brown. They have other colors within themselves. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I think I have to explain it in a different video, but yeah, it was just, I was trying to make it look more realistic, more or less, because yeah, the one that I had, I've seen many Cecilia's done in Blue Mage's thing, and they will like totally make her skin white. Like when something is reflecting off her skin, it'll be white when it's not supposed to be white. It's supposed to be a caramel, like a light caramel color. So yeah, it's fun to play with dark skinned characters. It's definitely a learning process, because Justin taught me, really. Like, he was like, you know, I'm dark skinned, but I do not have white emanating from my skin. Like, when it has a gradients to it, you know, it has a chocolate gradients to it. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So, you know, I had to go ahead and do that. Now for the background was very interesting to make. What I did was I made the floor first, because I knew exactly what I needed to do for the floor. I added a texture just to give it some, you know, grittiness to it. And then for the background, I knew exactly what I had to do for the background. So I made it like a Starry Night type thing. Then I added like branches to give it that, you know, that unified look that is in the reference. And then I kind of cheated with the butterflies. I made one butterfly and I copied and pasted and put it in its place, y'all, because I was not going to be drawing different butterflies, because that would have took up my whole time and make this piece a lot longer. This piece in itself, like, it took me about 8 hours to draw and, you know, get everything situated with it. So imagine if I would have drew those little tiny butterflies, I would have lost my mind, like literally lost my mind. I do love the pink, and you know, coming off of the like it's pink, then it's purple, then a light purple, then it's that dark blue color with those little light blue spots and the starry look to it. It kind of really made the whole the gradients of the floor and everything pop, especially with the characters. It made them look like there was in some type of galaxy or something. That's what Justin said when he looked at it too. He was like, it looks like a galaxy, and I was like, no, it's not a, I don't think it's a galaxy. Is it? So it was kind of weird, but I do like the background. The background was my favorite part of drawing it, because you know, just how it came out looking, it almost looked like the picture. So I was kind of happy about that. And then, you know, I add texture where texture needed to be made. Especially with the rock, I added some marble kind of texture to it, because rocks are not just plain old things with just nothing, you know, it's not a gray stone with no texture. Rocks have texture to it. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're making your rocks. Put some marble type of thing on it, or some type of texture brush. Hit it off with a texture brush, and it'll make it look more rocky. Even when you do like a little bit of cross hatching, it helps the rock look like a rock. And especially with like the sharp edges, like, you know how it's like very flat, and it's like you got your different type of your different type of shapes into that rock. Yeah, you want to have those just to, you know, spicing up the rock. Oh yeah, I have a skin color cheat sheet. I found this on Google. So I don't know who was the creator of it. I didn't look, but I used that cheat sheet for Cecilia, and you do see how beautiful her caramel skin pops. That's what we want, guys. We want that beautiful caramel skin popping. So yeah, if you guys want this cheat sheet, I'm gonna try to research it so that I can put it in the link below. But I've seen it, and I was like, oh, this is perfect, because it has all the different flavor people in there, from blues, greens, you know, light skin, ivory, everything, colors. And that cheat sheet I've been using ever since Momoko's piece. So yeah, definitely something to look into. Like if you need a cheat sheet for color skin, use that cheat sheet. It does help. And then don't be afraid to mix and match, because I'm not afraid of mix and match. Like if somebody has ivory skin and I know that they're underneath very intense darkness, I would add a color person's you know, shade to that person, and just, you know, hit it off with an airbrush so that it can blend well. So definitely something to look into. You know, it helps with your commissions. I think I have another commission coming up after this one, because yeah, I had to wait the 14-day process for one particular one, because I swore I wasn't going to use the deviant points, but this person had deviant points, and they saved up their deviant points to commission me. So I told them to use the Wiget, and now we're just waiting the 14-day process. So I finished this commission early. Blue Mage is going to get this piece early. The video is not going to come out early because I went to Comic-Con, and I have things I have lined up already for videos. And then on top of that, I'm finishing up Celestial Pulse. So that's another thing that, you know, that's going to come in the way of this commission. But this commission is going to come out, you know, ahead of time. And the video is going to come out later, which is all good with me. I don't have no problems with that. But for the other commission, I'm going to do the other commission once I think I got 3 more days to wait. Well, actually 4 more days to wait. After the 4 more days is done, then I will go ahead and make that, and their commission also will come out ahead of time, because again, I went to Comic-Con and I made 2 videos out of that, because, you know, there was interesting stuff that happened that day. So definitely something definitely so interesting that I have to do that, but it's all good, you know. As long as I'm making everybody's commission and staying faithful to that, I think I'm pretty much sweet on it, you know. Kind of mess ups that I did was for Anne's glowing aura. I put it on top of her hair texture, and it kind of, you know, I lost it, but I didn't lose it at the same time, because it did have that nice little bit of hue. And I remember back in Anne's you know, back in her reference picture, it wasn't that dark. So it's a good thing that it did happen, you know. Happy little mistakes, right? Bob Ross style. Oh my goodness, I'm so bad. Yeah, and again, I brought out that cheat sheet. So definitely something to look at. Maybe I'll make one of my own, and then have ones that like match up with the skin tones, you know, like try to play with that. I'm gonna see see how that comes out. So after I was done with, you know, putting all this stuff together, I added the aura around the rocks and stuff just to make it look cool. This is how it came out. It came out really beautiful, guys. I loved it. If you like this video, hit that like. And if you're new here and you're like, Bess, I like how you do your stuff, how you like do your commissions, hit that subscribe and become a post. For those who don't see my videos at all, hit that bell and you can become part of the notification squad, I guess. And get you know, my updates. And on top of that, we stream, so you can get updates on that also. So yeah, streaming Fridays, every Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. So again, thank you for watching, sharing, telling a friend, and helping a friend. Have an amazing rest of the day. Bye bye.